Straight ahead on Falcon Weekly, wedding bells are ringing for gay couples across Alabama, but some local couples may be having trouble getting licensed. We'll tell you why in a live report.
Also, one Huntsville woman is spreading love across her city for Valentine's Day. Find out how she's encouraging people to find love within themselves.
Plus, the battle of purple and gold rages on as both sides take victories in athletic competitions, and tickets for college night's big shows are selling out fast. Find out which days you can get tickets and which days are already sold out.
And measles is on the move. Find out how close the highly contagious virus is to Alabama. Falcon Weekly starts now. Hello and welcome to Falcon Weekly. I'm Hannah Bell.
And I'm Kirsten Roberts. Thank you so much for joining us. Alabama is now the 37th state to legalize same-sex marriage. Gay couples across the state lined up at courthouses this morning to be among the first to get their marriage licenses.
But now some courthouses are refusing to issue marriage licenses. Falcon Weekly's Mary-Kate McCarrick is live with the latest on this developing story. Mary-Kate?
Thanks, Hannah. Same-sex couples lined up across the state to be married as the lift on gay marriage went into effect today. However, some couples are finding it hard to obtain a marriage license. In Shelby County, gay and straight couples were refused marriage licenses at the Shelby County Courthouse in Columbiana this morning. Probate judges Jim Furmeister said the decision was made due to the conflicting rulings between Alabama Chief Justice Roy Moore and U.S. District Judge Callie Granada. Chief Justice Moore issued an order last night for the state's probate judges not to issue licenses to same-sex couples. Meanwhile, the Jefferson County Courthouse saw dozens of couples show up this morning to get their marriage licenses. This was the scene outside the courthouse early Monday. Some protesters also showed up. And in Madison County, Adrian Thomas and Yoshinari Effinger were one of the first same-sex couples in the state to receive a marriage license. After getting their license, the couple held an outdoor ceremony. Now that these couples are able to marry, they will access the benefits such as planning, estate planning, death benefits, and family benefits. Reporting for Falcon Weekly, I'm Mary-Kate McCarrick.
Thanks, Mary-Kate. Not only is Alabama the 37th state to approve same-sex marriage, but it's ranked number 40 in the country for the number of LGBT residents.
Almost 3% of Alabamians identify as LGBT. Nationwide numbers are about 3.5%. The U.S. Supreme Court is expected to make a decision on same-sex marriage in June of this year. Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and one North Alabama woman is preparing for the big day by leaving Valentines all over her city. She says it's all about finding love within yourself. Lauren Morrison reports on the love hunt.
Hidden throughout Huntsville
Now this could be a little hidden if I just put it like right there.
are messages of self-love.
The love you seek is right before your eyes. I think this one is cute. I love this one, the Finders Keepers.
Jana Peterson Waddell has placed a lesson on love in books, on benches, and even at the gas pump.
I'm telling you, self-love, that confidence is really what's going to get you through those tough times.
Inside most envelopes, you'll also find a little more.
This one is a Walmart gift card. Some of them, when we, we're tired of the gift cards, we just put cash in them.
She often imagines the people who will find these cards.
When I put it by the ice cream thing, I was imagining, some girl who's maybe going through a breakup, is going to get herself some ice cream to get through the tough time, and she sees that. Really, I would just love for somebody who's actually struggling with self-confidence, like somebody who, oh, I feel like I'm too fat, or I hate my hair, I don't like what my nose looks like, somebody who's really, really struggling.
With 100 Valentines now hidden throughout Huntsville, that self-love is yours to find.
That was Lauren Morrison reporting. While Valentine's Day is a day for sweethearts, it's looking like retailers are the ones getting lots of love this year. This year, the average lover is expected to spend over $142 for gifts. That's up $10 from last year. The National Retail Federation says Valentine's spending is expected to total nearly $19 billion this year.
In other news from Alabama, the Shelby County Sheriff's Office says they're seeing an increase in car burglaries throughout the county. Officials say most of the thefts are happening in broad daylight along heavily trafficked areas, like Highway 280. Lieutenant Clay Hammock says most of these burglaries could be prevented if drivers would lock their doors. He also recommended that drivers not leave any valuable items like phones, laptops, or purses inside their vehicles. The Sheriff's Office is also helping women to learn how to protect themselves from a possible attacker. The Sheriff's Office is hosting a women's safety class on February 21st from 8 to 5:30. The class is hands-on and will focus on how to be aware of your surroundings and learning defensive tactics. If you're interested in registering for the class, we've placed a link on our Facebook page. The registration deadline is February 17th.
The suspect charged in a shooting at Falcon Manor apartment last year is seeking youthful offender status. 19-year-old Kevin Gutierrez was indicted last May on 2 felony counts of first-degree robbery and 1 felony count of first-degree assault stemming from a Montevallo shooting and an armed robbery in Alabaster in 2013. The judge is scheduled to make a decision on the youthful offender status application on March 23rd. If granted, Gutierrez would face less severe range of punishment and his court file would no longer be public. The application came about 7 months after Reeves denied a request to reduce Gutierrez's bond.
In case you missed it, Gold side beat Purple in the first ever Ultimate Frisbee match, but the Purple women's basketball team came in and took over with a 31-16 victory against the Golds. Currently, Gold is leading the series 2-1.
In other college night news, tickets for Saturday night show are sold out. Friday night shows has only 20 tickets left, and Wednesday and Thursday night tickets are still available. The box office will be open tomorrow from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Tickets will be available to the general public on Wednesday. In other Montevallo news, Montevallo's new 3D art building is finally ready to officially open. The new building will have patios, a loading dock, and a 3D design classroom. A reception for its opening will be held on February 14th as a part of the homecoming celebration. Remember, there's more news online 24/7. Just search on Facebook and Twitter to see more stories and news updates throughout the week.
Coming up, dangers behind the wheel. A new report says fewer drunk drivers are on the road, but there's a rising type of distracted driving on U.S. roadways, and it doesn't involve your phone.
Plus, go from scattered mess to an organized success. Find out what simple steps you can take to follow to declutter your life.
And the Grammy goes to the biggest names in music showed up for this year's Grammys. We will recap big winners and performances. These stories and more when Falcon Weekly returns.
Welcome back. The measles virus continues its spread across the U.S. and is getting closer to Alabama.
Health officials in Atlanta say they are treating an infant for the first confirmed case of measles in Georgia since 2012. Officials say the infant recently traveled outside the U.S. Officials are working with the CDC to determine how many people may have been exposed to the highly contagious virus. Currently, more than 120 measles cases have been confirmed in 14 states.
There's mixed news about impaired drivers on U.S. roadways. A new report shows that the number of drunk drivers is down, but there are more drivers behind the wheel on drugs.
The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration conducted random roadside testing. Results showed that the number of participants who were driving with alcohol in their system was down by 1/3 compared to a study done 7 years ago. But 20% of drivers showed traces of marijuana and other drugs that could impair judgment on the road. That's a 50% jump from the previous study. Also on the rise, the national average price of gas is up to $2.17 a gallon. That's 12 cents higher than last week. The current price is still $1 less than the average this time last year.
Do you feel like everything around you is a mess? Would you like to get organized but aren't sure where to begin?
Here are a few tips and tricks to get you started. First, experts say get committed. Block out time in your day specifically to getting organized. Next, throw away the things that you're not using. Ask yourself if you absolutely need it or if you can do without it. Then make a system. Experts say to look at your daily routine and build up time to clean up and keep those things in order. And finally, stick to it. If you aren't accustomed to a life in meticulous order, this might take some time, but the longer you do it, the more it will become a habit.
Even though the federal filing deadline is more than 2 months away, tax season is already in full swing. Some consumers are choosing to use a tax preparer, but they need to choose wisely. Consumers need to be on the lookout for tax-related scams.
Millions of consumers will soon opt to put their most sensitive personal and financial information in the hands of a paid tax preparer. That's why it's so important to choose that person wisely. When choosing a tax preparer, Consumer Reports recommends following IRS advice like checking for a valid IRS preparer tax identification number. Avoid preparers who base their fee on a percentage of your refund, and those who don't ask for receipts or don't ask too many questions about whether or not you may be eligible for certain deductions and credits. Tax season is also a prime season for identity theft. Consumers can take steps to protect personal data during this time by never giving information over the phone or internet unless you initiated the contact with your tax professional or an IRS employee. The IRS says warning signs of tax-related identity theft can include learning that more than one return was filed for an individual, additional tax owed, or a refund offset for a year an individual didn't file, or IRS records pointing to more wages than actually earned. And after the April 15th filing deadline passes, make sure you can still get in touch with your tax preparer in the event of questions or errors. For Consumer Watch, I'm Karen Kafa.
Montevallo is offering tax preparations for students, faculty, and members of the community every Saturday till April 11th in Morgan Hall, room 202. Students will be able to help file tax returns from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and an additional date Wednesday, April 8th from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. for anyone who needs last-minute help. In weather across the nation, another blast of winter weather is causing major problems for the Northeast. Today, Boston subway lines are operating on a reduced schedule. One train was stranded when it got stuck near the Quincy Center station. Boston's Logan International Airport is allowing a limited number of flights to arrive and depart. Boston's public schools won't be reopening until at least Wednesday.
You may have noticed a hazy cloud of smoke across much of Shelby County over the weekend. Smoke from a controlled fire in Chilton County was visible in parts of Shelby County, including Montevallo. This photo shows the smoke on the UM campus. Forest Service officials said that they were equipped to keep the fire under control.
Now it's time for a check of our Montevallo forecast.
Falcon Weekly's Jacob Bobst joins us with a look at this week's weather.
Thanks, guys. And wow, that smoke had a major effect. Now, this is a chart provided by the National Weather Service, and take a look at this great big blue dot. This is the effect of the smoke. It was so big they picked it up on radar. You could see it from here, you could smell it from here, and they picked it up on radar. Just for reference, we're way down here, like on the bottom left corner. Anyway, on to the forecast. Tonight, expect a low of around 34. It's going to be a somewhat chilly night, but not too bad. It'll be partly to mostly cloudy and a little bit cool. There is also a very small chance of rain, so it might be wise to pack a raincoat or an umbrella. Anyway, our 7-day forecast, things are looking a lot better, at least better than last week. Things are going to get pretty darn warm, especially on Wednesday. Expect a high of 65, low of 40. As you can see, it's going to be definitely an improvement. Thursday, Friday, and Sunday, a little bit cool, 45, 46, 43, with lows in the 20s, but hey, that's not bad. Spring hasn't sprung quite yet, but it's definitely getting there, and for me, that's good enough. Back to you guys.
Thanks, Jacob. Sunday night was music's biggest night of the year, and artists across all genres took to the stage to perform. The star-studded event was a big night for Sam Smith, Beck, and Pharrell. Mary Maloney has Sunday night's highlights.
Glimmery gowns, studly suits, and bouncy bobs ruled the Grammy red carpet. But that's not all that stuck out. Some other looks: a cupcake dress, construction-themed couture, and Madonna looking like a matador. On music's biggest night, it wasn't all about the bass. Instead, the theme was heartbreak. But Sam Smith won't have to sing the blues much longer.
I want to thank the man who this record is about, who I fell in love with last year. Thank you so much for breaking my heart, because you got me 4 Grammys.
Beyonce added 3 Grammys to her trophy case, making her the second most honored woman in Grammy history, behind Alison Krauss.
And I'd like to say thank you to my Beehive. Thank you guys for riding so hard.
Some other big moments, Jamie's impression of Ray Charles.
I can't read that, Stevie. You're gonna have to read it yourself, baby.
Prince's Persuasion.
Like books and Black Lives, albums still matter.
And Kanye kidding around. Pharrell's Still Happy. Kristen Wiig like Sia. And Paul McCartney's made some new friends. While Miranda Lambert helped pick up the pace with Little Red Wagon. The Grammys ended on a somber note, with Queen Bey singing gospel, and Common and John Legend bringing their politically aware anthem Glory to the Staples Center stage, giving artists something to think about before the next big show. I'm Mary Maloney, reporting.
So, you know, the Grammys is always like probably music's biggest night. But I mean, I guess my favorite part was definitely Sam Smith. He's one of my favorite artists, so to see him win 4 Grammys was great.
Yeah, he was great. You know, I loved watching Pharrell with Happy. That was such a good performance. So.
I mean, you know, it was a slow night, but it definitely seemed to pick up towards like the end, and then it ended on a high note. So I mean, it was a decent show. I will say that. Coming up on sports, one of UM's basketball standouts is flying high after setting a new career points record.
And women's golf set a new program record. Sports with Umar Nadir is next.
Welcome back to Falcon Weekly. I'm Umar Nadir with a look at this week's sports. Our women's softball was on the road over the weekend to play in the UAH Chill Out Tournament. The Falcons lost their first 3 games but won their last 3, which included a 3-0 shutout against Bellarmine. The team is 5-3 overall. Meanwhile, men's basketball started their season on the road at West Georgia for a 3-game series. It didn't go the Falcons' way. West Georgia shut out UM in games 1 and 3. The Falcons' only win was in game 2, which had a final score of 7-2. The women's tennis team swung back into action over the weekend. The women won on the road at Tuskegee with a 9-0 shutout. The Falcons then won at home against Clark Atlanta with a final of 8-1. Switching gears to golf, UM's women's golf team set a new program record over the weekend. The Falcons came in second at the Tusculum Kiowa Island Intercollegiate. The women finished with a score of 292, which is the first time in school history that the women's team has broken 300. And both of UM's basketball teams lost to North Georgia. The women lost with a final of 72-55. The men fell to North Georgia 93-86, breaking their 7-game winning streak. There was one bright spot for the team during the loss. Senior Turan Brown surpassed 1,500 points in his collegiate career. Congrats, Turan, on reaching that major milestone. That's a look at this week's sports.
Thanks, Umar. Finally this week, hundreds ran around downtown Orlando, Florida in their skivvies Saturday, all for a good cause. It was the annual Cupid's Undie Run.
Brave runners stripped down to their veteran best for a mile jog around Lake Eola. The effort taking place in 40 cities this month raises funds for the Children's Tumor Foundation. This year's goal was to raise $5 million total.
That's all the time that we have for this week's show. Thanks so much for joining us.